Sounds like there's some damage to my screen. Shocking. You want to go inside with that? You want to go inside? It's okay. Go ahead. Baby boy. Good boy. Good kitty. Stay here. Come on in. Alright. So anyways, I don't know, there's some marks at the bottom of my screen. But you know what? I'm gonna lay it on the line as that song goes. You know, maybe I'm through with women. Just in general, you know. I sit back and I think about my 20 and decade plus of living. Score is 20 years, by the way, people. And I think about all the strife and the pain and the misery and the confusion and the loss, and the anger and the disbelief and the shock and the just hell that has happened in my life. And I got to tell you, 99.635% a woman has been the author of it. You know? And I'm not kidding. You know? But I will say this much. On the flip side, Matthias, did you want to go inside? On the flip side, you know, the two beautiful things that have happened in my life were, you know, my marriage and my child, you know. And as I sit here in Utah on this balmy, warm, almost summer night, I just think about all this shit. And I'm like, you know, maybe once was enough. You know? One marriage that ended amicably and one divorce and one child. Biological, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all there is in the book of my life, you know? And if that is the case, you know, hey, I'm all right with that. Believe it or not, guys, I really am. You know, I always kind of hem and haw about relationships and women and all this stuff. And I think anybody would agree with me that, you know, hey, Scott, you got a good point. You know, today's women lack a lot of luster, you know, or they are lackluster. There's an old term, lackluster. They're subpar, you know, and they don't want to take any responsibility for anything, you know, and they just go off and just do the stupidest shit you can imagine, right? Now, I'm not saying women back when, you know, in my day were not somewhat fucked up, but we're reaching a whole new level of fucked updom, right? You know, and I'll tell you, you know, you preach about how you don't need a man, and you know, I'm a woman, hear me roar, and I'm queen and boss and all this shit. You know what? Just continue thinking that. You know, spare the rod. You know, go ride a horse. Don't ride a cowboy. Don't fuck his life up. You know, I mean, a lot of you, I think, aren't happy until you're unhappy and miserable. You know, and you just go around doing the stupidest shit, you know, expecting other people to clean up your messes, you know. And I'm not saying all of you, but, you know, that song, American Woman, Stay Away From Me, American Woman, Mama Let Me Be. Hell, that was written almost 50 years ago. Come on. On that side? Good boy. You know. But I think of, you know, my pets are mainly males. You know, my roommates are mainly males. You know, and all I have to say is good things about them. You know, it doesn't take much effort because they don't fuck with me. You know, and I just think, you know, maybe in the last analysis, that's where it's at. You know, just, you know, have my brothers, you know, and just take care of my own business, man. You know, because the truth is, I'm a special breed of guy, all right? And I'm not shy to say that, all right? I know who I am. Those who know me well know who I am. And I'm not gloating, I'm not tooting my own horn per se, but I'm just saying, hey, if you were my lady, I'd be a good man to you. But I don't really think women today are looking for a good man. I think they truly are just looking for some fucking putz who makes a great income, who's just, whatever you want, dear. Yeah, right. I'm just tired of it. But I just think about all this shit that has aggravated me in my life. I wouldn't have a criminal record if it wasn't for women, other than a DUI 17 years ago. Right? I just couldn't imagine being a human being that was wired to go around wreaking havoc and leaving messes behind for others to clean up. It's just so unbelievable. The swath of madness and destruction that women leave behind for others to clean up, mainly men. And it's just like, why the fuck do I even bother? Why the fuck do any of us guys bother? I mean, talk about setting yourself up for failure. So, I don't know. I mean, if that's all there is for me in my life, hey, at least I have something to boast about, right? But I told, and I mean this, if you hear this, Sherry, I told my ex-wife today or yesterday, I said, the more encounters I have with women, business, personal, social, whatever the milieu affords, I said, the more women I meet in my life, the more I realize what a great human being you are. What a great wife you were. And I mean every bit of that. They just don't make them like you anymore, hon. It really just does show you when you interact with today's women what I certainly had in all those years, in my ex-wife, and I'm glad we're still great friends. I mean, getting back together, I don't know. We may jam sometimes, do a couple shows, get the band back together, but yeah, it really amazes me. The more I live, the less enthralled I am with the female gender. You ladies are just mostly just a huge disappointment. You really need to take some self-inventory and some self-responsibility, and stop laying your shit down on, the guy's plate, Clean up your house, clean up your act, clean up your thinking. Stop being so disgusting. It's not attractive in any way, shape, or form. And it's really pathetic. And I'm calling you out, sisters. Clean it up. Get it together. Because you're making life miserable for yourselves and all those around you. Take some fucking responsibility. So, anyways, I just thought I'd share. But I'm tired. I'm done. I mean, truthfully, if I really wanted a decent woman in my life, I would have to look in a different part of the world. Maybe I will. Because no, I don't want to spend the rest of my life alone. What does that prove, right? But I'm just tired of wasting my time on American women. You leave a whole lot to be desired. And going around with, shaking your bodies and all that shit for everyone to see, let me tell you something. You reap what you sow. So if you want to go around representing yourself, and that's all you have to offer, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay? Because one day, you're going to hit the wall, and your looks are gone. Then what? Spinsterhood? Lesbianhood? I don't know. Take it from an old lesbian. Okay? Haha. Y'all need to clean your shit up. I'm not playing. I'm being straight. You ladies today you're a shambles. You're a tragedy. You're an accident looking for a place to happen. And all you guys out there, if you hear this, be frickin' careful. Don't share a Mountain Dew with that crazy bitch. Not all women. Just the overwhelming majority. I love you guys. Good night.